CMSportsNet presents A Season Lost, High School Lacrosse 2020. Brought to you by Carroll Lynx.
Welcome to A Season Lost. Hi, I'm Mike Preston. And tonight we have with us South Carroll head coach Grady Breen and midfielder and faceoff specialist Drew Downing. And guys, want to talk about the season that's over and kind of look back, but also look ahead. So, Drew, what did you do in that quarantine period while you were sitting home and waiting to find out what was going to happen with your season?
Lot of running. I mean, there was so much I could do. When school was in, schoolwork, tried to keep my stick in my hand, practice a lot with what I could do, and just.
Well, you're a face-off guy. Who was your partner, or did you have a partner?
A lot of whistles in my basement, just sitting there. It's all about reacting. So, way to get faster is just react to the whistle, and that's what I did.
Well, Coach, a lot of specialists have come out and said that once these guys ended the season, which was what, 2 or 3 months ago, 6 weeks to prepare for these summer league tournaments where you have multi-games over multiple days. What do you think of that? Can they do this without having to prepare for 6 weeks, or we're going to see a lot of muscle pulls and so forth?
Honestly, I think I'm going to have to be mindful of being on air, saying how I feel about certain things. I think that's going to be the real tricky part about coming back or even going into fall sports. No matter what the activity is, we're really going to have to be mindful of things and be slow about it. And, we as coaches probably want to put the pedal to the metal in terms of getting back on track, but we have to be mindful in terms of the long-term thing. There's people much smarter than I that said 6 weeks. I would be, wise to probably think of something like that. I think more guys have done a little bit on their own. I think, Drew's kind of far and away knows what he needs to do on a day-to-day basis in terms of honing his craft. But I think some guys have been moving. But I just worry in any activity late this summer, this fall, in terms of just widespread muscle pulls. We might be watching a high school football season of a lot of pulled groins and bad hamstrings. So that's my worry. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So we all got to be wise about it.
So how do you play lacrosse and have social distancing? So I want to tell me, how are you going to modify this game practices to, it's a contact sport. How do you pull this off?
That's a tricky one. Now, mind you, it's not like we have, 5 linemen together like a football team. It's a sport that naturally, like soccer, that naturally lends itself to a little bit more space, but eventually you're going to be, touching certain objects that somebody else might have touched or be around someone. That's a tricky one. It's something I think about. I go to bed thinking about, I wake up thinking about. I think you really just have to you have to be really mindful of who's talking to who and who's around who. And we have to know that the pandemic is our most important priority right now.
Right.
It's not a true answer, and I'm sorry I can't speak to it more, but you just have to be really mindful. Like, okay, huddles, we're not going to, it's going to be more of like a circle up environment. We're not going to do as many kind of tighter drills. We're not going to look for as much contact. Let's kind of play this kind of finesse game. So that's my response, but there's still so much more to think about.
Yeah, Coach, it's going to be like a get in, get out. You can't have kids kind of hanging around, and you can't have them standing still and kind of goofing around in practice. You're going to move around a little bit.